This morning, we're talking about competition, and to get a little juices flowing, we got a famous quote from Theodore Roosevelt, the man in the arena, to help get us inspired about competition. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Enjoy the morning show. Financially free and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch. So a little one-person trampoline, very I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best person you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. So this morning, we're talking about why humans love competition. Additionally, we're going to have 5 reasons why we should love competition and how it shouldn't scare us. It scared me for a long time. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people in real estate. There's so many people in coaching. No way I can make any money doing that, which is just a bunch of bull crap. Additionally, we're going to talk about like why competition can be bad, some of the stuff that goes along with that. So we're going to have an action-packed show today. But to start with why humans love competition, why we should love competition. I think addressing this in the beginning of the video is very important because competition can be really scary. I mean, look at this guy. Look at that guy. That's Tom Brady. He's just won another Super Bowl. Who knows what number this is? I don't even know. He's won like 7 of them. But either way, like the emotion, just the sheer drive within it. We're going to talk about why humans love it so much, from like survival, cultural, social, and that kind of stuff here in a minute. But this is a reason why we should love it, because we have opportunities to achieve things like this. And I'm not saying you should go out and try and win the Super Bowl. But what I am saying is that we shouldn't let competition stop us from doing the things that we want to do. And maybe this will help with the 5 reasons why we should love it. First off, we get innovation and quality from competition. If there was no competition, people wouldn't be pushing, striving to be better, to keep making the products and services that you and I are able to use. Without competition, there's no way I would be talking on this high definition camera, on this incredibly smart computer, having multiple monitors in a home office with insane internet connection, that kind of stuff. I think innovation and quality is the first and foremost reason why competition is so beautiful, because us as consumers, we get to really bask in and choose, especially if you live in a beautiful country like America. Shout out to America. I love you with all my heart. Getting to live in this amazing country in 2023, we have a slew of options, and an innovation and quality just continues to reign supreme. And it's only getting better stuff. I mean, whether it's the smartphones over the last decade, or it's the internet connection and cables that we're finally catching up over to the eastern part of the world. Internet is amazing, connecting us at a whole, whether it's information on quality of food or whatever. But innovation and quality is continuing to progress, if I could talk this morning. Second reason why we should love competition, it's motivation and personal growth. It wouldn't mean anything if we weren't competing with anybody. If there was no marker or other people to compare to, and comparisons can be healthy and unhealthy, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But motivationally, it feels really good. There's a lot of validation involved in this, just motivating in general for us to go out there and do well, not only for ourselves, like we talk about in the show all the time, but the people we care about most. There's motivation behind this to win at the competition, to do really well. Think about how exciting it is last time you were in a competition and you won, and then you got this. And there's a reason why people strive to do this day in and day out, and why it's so fulfilling and meaningful. Additionally, personal growth. This competition allows us to grow. We're able to see and compare. And if you're not doing this now, you definitely need to be studying your competition. What are other coaches doing? What are other real estate investors doing? What are other insurance brokers doing? Whatever field you're in, I think it's a massive opportunity to just be browsing on their websites, look at their product offerings, look at their service offerings, just see what they got going on. Depending whether you work with kids, you work with pets, you work with people, whoever, I think there's a real opportunity just looking at what the competition is doing and seeing for personal growth standards to see how you personally can improve. I do this stuff all the time, like literally every day. I'm signed up to other coaches' newsletters. I'm signed up to real estate investors like pages and stuff like that, communities, all that, because I'm trying to like get more information. If I didn't have other competition, I wouldn't have nearly as many ideas for this morning show. So say if you want to make social media content or something like that, studying the competition is crucial. Next up is diverse options. So this is number 3 on our list. Good morning, of reasons why we should love competition is diverse options. If we didn't have any options, what fun would that be? So I do a lot of coaching, and I teach classes, and I do a lot of coaching nowadays. And if my personality isn't good for you, then I would want you to still get a coach. I still want you to work on personal development. I still want you to take a class on yourself, learning your personality, learning your priorities, learning what bullshit you got going on in your life. This is important. And if you don't jelly and jam with me, I want you to go find somebody else who you can do with, because there's a lot of people who do what I do. Do they do it the same way I do? No, it's impossible. There's only one Tanner DeWitt, and there's only one Tanner DeWitt who does this coaching, the style, right? So there's a lot of people who can benefit from working with me, but if you don't work well with me, then there's other options. You get what I'm saying? The diverse options is so nice because not everyone's suited to work with one particular set, one particular person. And so competition has created these diverse options so we can get the best we can make the best choice that suits our specific needs. And that's what else do we really want, right? I want to be able to have some options and pick something that I believe suits who I am, what I do, and what I want to accomplish, and what my dreams are made out of, right? So diverse options comes in at number 3. Next up is it makes it fun and exciting. We had hinted on this a little bit on the motivation side of things, but if we can have a healthy filter, maybe that's how we're going through this morning. We're thinking, okay, I'm going to compete with myself, because you really want to be competing with yourself, making sure you are getting better at least 1% every day. But we're competing with the world in a healthy, filtered way. It's not like so much judgment. Just because someone does something doesn't mean that it hurts my self-worth. Man, I really want to hit this home. In the sales video I was watching the other day that I really liked, this guy was talking about how nobody's better than you and nobody's below you. I feel like so often I've changed how I talk and how I act in certain situations, whether someone is like below me in business or above me. And, everyone says that they don't do that. They don't judge. They don't change who they are, yada, yada. But it's a bunch of bull crap. Like, people do it. I do it. And I'm trying to work on it. And I think that makes it fun and exciting to have this like observer, the witness approach that we talk about so often to our competition, to competing with ourselves. And I think turning ourselves into a little bit of a science project in the evaluation stage can be really fun and exciting. So when we're out there competing with other people, whether you're selling houses, you're selling insurance or whatever, making it a fun game, saying like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what other competition is going to be doing. This is the work that I'm willing to do. And that leads us into our last point is the bar is actually really low. Like, you don't have to work that hard to get ahead, to create that idea, to stand above. Everyone's looking for a get rich quick scheme and to take the easy way. The true competitive advantage, technology and information have gotten so good and so abundant that it's a true competitive advantage to just work hard. Like if you just work hard, I truly believe this. If I just keep working hard at being a coach for the next couple of decades, I believe I'm going to be one of the baddest in the business. I truly believe that. And I'm not anybody special. I'm just, willing, from a small town, willing to stay consistent. I like hanging out with my family. I like doing fun stuff like most normal people. But if we just stay really consistent and work really hard, I think you'll be surprised on like how low the bar actually is on what it is that we want to do. I think for real estate agents, it's only like a couple house sales a year to be like in the upper like 50%, upper 30%. So there's a lot of people who are part-timers, don't go all in on things. And that should be exciting for us and not so intimidating. Or at least that's why I wanted to put this point in here, and that's really made me feel better about it, is the bar is actually pretty low. And we don't have to, we should work hard, but don't stress yourself out. And we'll talk about why competition can be bad here in a moment. But the bar is actually really low. And I believe that anybody, if we put our minds to it and we really work hard and we're being very real with ourselves, not so emotional, a lot more logical on our actions day to day, then we can do whatever it is that we really want to do. So competition shouldn't be scary. It should be embraced and actually a great learning tool to help improve the quality and service of our products. Okay, before we get into why competition is bad, I want to get this little bonus out here first. If you love what you do, you already won. So there's this competition out there. There's a lot of other coaches, a lot of other life coaches, a lot of other business coaches. There's a lot of people who are teaching classes that are similar to mine, right? This can be intimidating, but I love what I do. I really do enjoy it. I love making content. I love working on the product and improving it. I love figuring out like how can I be a better promoter? Like what's in my offer? I enjoy the creativity behind it. I enjoy the industry in general. I get to apply everything that we're talking about on these shows. I'm applying or trying to apply in bits and pieces. So I get to learn as much as you get to learn along the way. And I think that's really cool. And I love that. So even if I don't sell the most classes or I don't get the most students, I don't make the most money, I've already won because I enjoy what I do. They talk about picking your lifestyle. I remember in this one class I took, they were so big on designing your lifestyle that you want and then figuring out the business and career that can help match the lifestyle. But people get it backwards. People pick a career and then just have a lifestyle that can help. Like, I have the time for this, right? So, and I don't want to get trapped in that. And if you are currently trapped in that, that's probably good motivation to try and figure out what it is that you love to do and then compete with yourself on that. Figure out what we love to do. What's your daily routine look like? I go over a lot of that stuff in one of my classes if you want to check it out. But if you love what you do, you already won. So don't beat yourself up. I know I beat myself up a lot and really trying to stop doing that, but never going to run a marathon in 0 minutes and 0 seconds, right? So just reducing it. And I'm already doing what I love to do. So that's pretty awesome in itself. But keep that pro bono. That's just a bonus I wanted to get on here before we get into why competition is bad. So it's not all good, right? Competition can have its negatives, especially when we have the wrong filter about it. And for a long time, I had a bad filter about it. I thought I had to beat better people to have high self-worth. I am not worthy unless I beat these other people. It's that zero-sum game crap that's terrible for humans' health and positive emotions and all the good stuff that make life worth living. Is stress, inequality, unethical behavior. So this can pop out from competition, and this is why it can be bad. And these are things to watch out for, right? So if you're stressing yourself out from competition, we need to work on this because the competition shouldn't stress you out. Your only real competition is making yourself better. And there's the big blue ocean theory. There's plenty to go around, right? If we can establish this mindset, if you sell houses or you do, I just use real estate and coaching examples because that's what I work with in. But so if I am trying to get students for my class and I see someone else who's a coach who's getting students for their class, there's plenty of people who need to work on their problems, who need accountability, who need to be more consistent and need to cut the bull crap out of their lives. There's no shortage of that. So big blue ocean, there's plenty, and that's helped my stress quite a bit. Next is inequality, and just understanding that with competition, like parents are going to save a lot of money. Good parents who are financially successful are going to save a lot of money, and they're going to invest it in their kids to try and get an advantage. It's a competition, right? There's limited resources on certain things. There's limited positions. So we're trying to advance the position of ourselves. And so that over time, over hundreds of years, that's going to create inequality. That's one of the cons of capitalism, right? But it's better. I think it's way better than the alternative. Either way, we're not going to get into that. Next is unethical behavior, because there's money on the line and humans can be greedy and they can have a bad filter for how they view life and make decisions. It can create unethical behavior. So these are things that you want to watch out for yourself when it comes to competition. Is don't let the competition stress you out. Don't worry about the inequality. There's plenty, big blue ocean. There's plenty of resources to go around. And if you want to sleep at night, let's make sure our behavior is ethical. We're not stealing. We're not thieves. We're not greedy. If we really want more, then we just work harder. If that's really what we want, if we really want more money, just work more. And then you will receive it. The hard work will pay off. That stuff works out. It always does. Okay. So these were just, I also wanted to finish on a little more of a positive note of like why humans love competition. And I kind of just made a little laundry list here at the bottom. Is first, it's a survival instinct. Competition has been embedded in us for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So it's a survival instinct. So we want to compete. I think the real opportunity is to flip how we view competition. We see other people. It's okay. Their success is our success. The high tide raises all ships. I try to remind myself that all the time. The high tide raises all ships. It's going to make better service, better quality products. It's going to make a better life for everyone, right? It's a survival thing. So if we're getting edgy on it, I'm not going to beat myself up. I get it. It's deep within me that I want to win. I want to dominate. I want to be the best. That's cool. But just if we can apply the right filters, I think that doesn't need to be bad, and it can be more of a good thing. Next is social status. So humans are social creatures, and we get so much validation. And this ties into a couple of the other ones like self-worth on our list below here that you can see is social status, being validated, and being higher on the hierarchy. People will deny that there's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy in everything, right? It's part of evolution. Transcend and involve everything. Thanks, Ken Wilber, for the notes. But social status and improving social status, it feels really good. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. We might as well try and improve ourselves, but have the right mindset and interpretation on that. And next up is entertaining. If we didn't have competition, where would the entertainment be, right? You can, we just kind of showed Tom Brady here, but also, do you think he would be feeling this type of positive emotion if there wasn't competition along the way? Would it feel that good? Probably not. Would he have, going to our next point, would he have as much purpose? Probably not. So I think people get a lot of purpose, a lot of meaning in life through competition, and with the right view on it, it can be really good and really healthy. It can be really bad. That's why we talked about why competition can be bad. But with the right view, since we're all singing Kumbaya this morning and improving ourselves, we believe that competition can be a good thing. Entertainment-wise, it makes things super exciting. My girlfriend loves this show, The Golden Bachelor. I've talked about on here before. And like, it's a competition to win the love of the Bachelor, right? So there's competition in it. We don't know who's going to win. It makes it exciting. It hits so many of the human needs of, oh, I'm certain somebody's going to win, certain someone's going to pull out of this. I know I got an idea of how this is going to end, but also I'm getting some uncertainty, another human need of like, oh, it could go this way or it could go that way. So, and that leads us into purpose. I find a lot of purpose in pushing myself. I create a competition with myself. I'm going to get a little bit better today. I have coaching sessions today. I'm going to help other people get better, and that gives me purpose. That helps my self-worth, knowing I am going to get better as a coach. I'm going to get better as a teacher. I'm going to get better as an investor today. And that gives me purpose, because the results of me being better, I truly believe that the best investment you can make is in yourself. And if you want to really help people, if you really want to change the world, we got to invest in ourselves. The high tide raises all ships. So let's invest in ourselves, make ourselves better, and then naturally everything around us will benefit. That leads lastly to legacy. Legacy is not something I've always been big on, but it is a big driver for a lot of people. And whether you believe it or not, when you have children and grandchildren, it is like within your legacy, your family tree, and how you view it, interpret it can be different. But I think there can be a healthy way. Like, I want to have some books. I just finished one of my workbooks, and I want people to be working on this for a long, long time. And I don't need people to be singing songs about me, but I do want people to be able to look at my work when I do die and think, wow, he really wanted to help people. Wow, he made this world a better place than when he got here. That to me is cool. It doesn't need to be some empire like warlord stuff, but I do want to leave a legacy. I do want to have an impact, whether it's through children, whether it's through books, whether it's through online content. Who knows how long this online content will be up and around, as we're on episode 383. I mean, these are on the internet, and that's probably going to be here for life. So we'll see, as long as YouTube's around and Google is my backup servers. But these were some reasons why I believe humans just instinctually love competition, why they make so much. But really the main point of our show this morning was to, like, we want to be the man in the arena. That we read off that in the intro, this really awesome quote from Theodore Roosevelt. And ask yourself, are you getting in the arena today? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you scared of the competition? Do we need to change our perspective of the competition? Do we need to learn from the competition? Do we need to go to other people's websites, read other people's articles, read their newsletters? Do we need to go into other businesses and just compare their products? Do you need to go to a seminar, a trade show, and just immerse ourselves in what it is that we love? And never, never, never forget the most important rule. If you love what you do, you already won. You don't need to beat these people. You don't need to cut them down. They talk about two ways to have the biggest building is you build yours the highest or you break other people's down. We don't want to break other people's down. That leads to a bunch of negative emotion. It leads to a trajectory and a road I don't think anybody really wants to go down. But if we can keep this bonus in mind, I believe that we can live a happier and healthier life. So if you love what you do, you already won. Compete with yourself and just 1% better today. What is it going to be? How are you going to improve yourself today? And love what you do. And the whole love what you do and never work a day in your life, I think, is total crap, because I love what I do, but I'm working and I get tired and that type of stuff. But I do love what I do. So I do believe that I've already won in life, and that's pretty awesome. And if you need help with this kind of stuff, if you need help answering these type of questions, if you need help and support figuring out who you're competing with, how to improve your own products and services, how to put yourself out there, how to create social media content, you don't hesitate to reach out to talk to Tanner. Oh, I can't slap my chest anymore because of the microphone. But I'm always here for you, your loving coach at talktanner.com. You can always set up a free call with me to chat, work on some stuff. But either way, I'm out of here. I got a bunch of sessions today, so it's going to be a busy day, but we're going to have a whole lot of fun. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And don't forget to be that man in the arena. Cheers, friends. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.